Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of DeLoreanTECH, and today we are going to be installing the DeLorean Go window center console switch alignment plate. And here it is. This one's in the black finish. I think there's a stainless version of this. Comes with a plate, comes with a couple of screws, and it also comes with a drill bit, because you'll need to drill into the area just behind the switches in order to secure the plate. So the first thing you're going to want to do is remove the dummy switches, the window switches, and the rear defrost switch. So we'll go ahead and do that. And once you have these removed, you probably should clean the back of it out. My switches are very crooked, very wobbly, so something like this is definitely needed. Just gotta gently disconnect those. Now this alignment plate, it basically serves the same purpose as the mat aligner, which was available, I think, for PJ Grady. I don't know if that's still available or not, but basically it does the same thing. That particular one, though, had another sort of angled piece to it, or part of it, that prevents the touching of the window switches by your arm while driving. This one here is just the plate, just the alignment plate. Okay, I also have a switch here for this is actually to control my fog lights and my daytime running lamps. So we'll go ahead and clean up some of this stuff. This looks pretty dirty right there. I'm gonna get some electrical contact cleaner and clean these up, and then go ahead and remove some of the dirt and debris inside there. So we'll go ahead and use some electrical contact cleaner to clean the connectors. So we'll just try to move as much debris as we can inside here. I like to use 303 protectant. These are wipes that they have now that work pretty well on the interior of the car. So when you install this, you'll notice that there's some notches in each of the slots. So these notches will need to line up with the notches that are already here in the console. So we'll do a test fit, see how that goes. Looks good. Gonna make sure it seats properly and doesn't wobble around too much. So when you're fitting this, you want to put the harnesses for the switches or any other wires that you might have inside so that they don't interfere with it. One thing I do notice is that it feels like this part has been caved in a little bit, so it's probably why the switches are so out of alignment. But we'll go ahead and install this and see if that will fix the problem. So I think it looks pretty good. Anodized, finished, but there is also a stainless finish as well. You can go either way. The reality is you're probably not going to see the plate anyway with the switches mounted on it. So the kit comes with a drill bit, and what we'll do is we'll mount a couple of the switches on one side, drill the hole on the opposite side, and then for this side we'll put the switches over here and then drill the hole over here. And that is really just so that this doesn't move around and so that you have the hole properly aligned where you actually want to screw the plate in. Okay, so when we get to the drilling part of the installation, what I would recommend doing is, instead of putting the switches in while the plate is on, I would recommend putting the switches on while the plate is off. That's a little easier. And you just push tabs in, insert. So the dummy switch is installed on this side. And just take one of the window switches, make sure it lines up with the little notch. There you go. It actually looks really good. It's pretty stable. And we'll go ahead and just insert the plate with the two switches on. See how that fits. Seems to work pretty well. Now we can go ahead and drill on this side over here. Make sure there's no wires in the way when you're doing that. Okay, now that we have our plate mounted securely in with the two switches in place, we're going to go ahead and drill the hole on the other side. Let's go ahead and do that. So pretty easy. Now that the hole is tapped, we are going to install the screw. These screws are self-tapping screws and they're very small, so be very careful you don't actually drop them inside here. So I recommend getting the screw started with a small precision screwdriver, just so that you've got a little bit more control over it and it does not fall down inside here. You may end up losing it. Once you get it in there, then you can follow up with a standard screwdriver. And you just want to make sure that the screw is flush with the plate. Alright, there we go. We'll go ahead and work on the other side. So you're going to want to insert the switches on this side before we drill on this side over here. Okay, I got the switch in. What I've found is it's a little bit easier to install the switch with the plate out and then inserting it into the console right here versus trying to insert it with the plate on top. Because you can access the screw hole that would be covered up by the dummy plate. So once you get both of those in, then you can go ahead and tap this hole over here. Go ahead and get your screw set and secure it with a standard screwdriver. There we go. Okay, so I was able to get the dummy switch and the window switch in there. They're actually in there really tight. I figured it'd be best if I install the defroster switch and then tap the hole on this side over here. So we'll go ahead and do that. to go. And we will set the new screw. Go ahead and finish it off with a standard screwdriver. Okay, with the screw installed, we'll go ahead and replace the aluminum switch. And lastly, the dummy plate. And now we're good to go. Works okay. Still a little bit of some wiggling here, but it does feel a little bit more solid. Just gotta make sure all the buttons are secure in there. And that's it. Okay, and here we are with the finished installation. You can kind of see the plate behind there a little bit. I wanted to show you some detailed close-ups of what the finished product looks like installed. It definitely cleans things up a little bit. These feel a lot more secure. These were usually just kind of like wiggling around in here, and now they're very secure. This middle part, the middle button for the rear window defroster, is pretty secure as well. See how it goes after some driving. Anyway, there is DeLorean Go's window switch alignment plate. Thanks for watching.